Death is one of life's most profound transitions. It can feel overwhelming, even mysterious, for those witnessing it up close. But those who spend every day in its quiet presence, hospice nurses, understand that dying isn't just a moment. It's a process, a journey. And though it varies from person to person, it often follows certain patterns. Hospice care is about comfort, dignity, and presence. It's about understanding that the final chapter of life doesn't have to be filled with fear or confusion. It can be peaceful. It can be meaningful. And for many families, it becomes one of the most powerful expressions of love they'll ever give. Simply being there, quietly supporting, without trying to fix or change what's unfolding. Through years of sitting at the bedside of thousands of patients, hospice nurses have developed a strong sense of when someone is nearing the end of life. This isn't based on mysticism or guesswork. It's grounded in quiet observation and real-world experience. They see patterns. They hear the same words. They notice subtle but consistent shifts. These aren't just medical signs, they are human experiences. And they help families prepare for what's ahead with clarity, compassion, and grace. In this video, we're going to explore 5 signs that hospice nurses say almost always happen before a person dies, especially in elderly individuals. These signs aren't frightening when you understand them. In fact, many families find peace in recognizing them, knowing that what they're seeing is not unusual or wrong. It's the body's natural way of preparing to let go. Let's begin with sign number 1, withdrawal from the outside world. This is often the first noticeable change in a person nearing the end of life. It's not abrupt. It happens gradually. You might notice your loved one talking less. They may stop watching their favorite TV shows, stop answering the phone, or lose interest in visitors and conversations. Some people see this as depression or detachment, but it's actually the body and mind conserving energy. As the body prepares for the final phase, the need for external stimulation fades. The person is not rejecting you. They're not angry or upset. They're simply turning inward. Hospice nurses describe this as a soft fade. The patient becomes less interested in the world around them. Their energy shifts from outward engagement to inward reflection. Their eyes might stay closed more often, not because they're asleep, but because being awake requires energy they no longer need to spend. This withdrawal is completely normal. It's not something to fight. It's something to honor. Consider the story of Walter, a kind and sharp 84-year-old man in hospice care. Walter had always enjoyed company. He loved jazz music, chess games, and long chats with his grandchildren. But in his final days, he gradually stopped turning on music. He didn't want the TV on. He even declined visitors. At first, his daughter worried he was slipping into despair. But his hospice nurse reassured her, saying, "He's not giving up. He's just getting ready." That small shift in understanding helped her stop trying to cheer him up or draw him out, and instead just sit quietly by his side. She played soft music he loved and simply held his hand. And in those final quiet days, they found a deeper kind of connection, one that didn't need words. The most powerful thing you can do when someone begins withdrawing is to stay nearby without pressure. Don't ask for conversation. Don't try to entertain or distract. Just be there. Touch their hand. Sit with them. That presence, even in silence, becomes your greatest act of love. Now, we move to sign number 2, changes in breathing patterns. This can be one of the most noticeable and sometimes distressing signs for family members. But once it's understood, it becomes much easier to accept with calm and care. As the body slows down, so does the brain signal to the lungs. The result is a noticeable shift in how the person breathes. You may see long pauses between breaths. Breathing might speed up, then slow down again. There might be a rhythm that resembles waves. This is known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing dot. It can sound unusual or even labored, but it's rarely a sign of pain or discomfort. In fact, the person is usually unaware of the changes. Their body is simply responding to the natural decline in internal systems. This is the body doing what it's meant to do, letting go slowly and gently. Take Dorothy, for example. She was 79 and had spent her life working as a school librarian. In her last week, her daughter noticed her breathing becoming irregular. There were moments when it seemed she wasn't breathing at all, then she would suddenly take a long breath in. It was unsettling at first, but Dorothy's hospice nurse explained the pattern. She even sat with the daughter and showed her how to breathe alongside her mother. "Let your breath match hers," she said. "It will calm you." And she feel that calm too, and it worked. Breathing together helped the daughter stay grounded and present. She no longer feared the silence between breaths. She accepted it as part of the rhythm of goodbye. As a caregiver or family member, when you see this pattern begin, the most important thing is to remain calm. Don't panic. Don't try to wake the person or correct the breathing. Just sit with them. Keep the environment peaceful. Let the body follow its natural course. Now, let's explore sign number 3. A deepening turn inward, withdrawal from the world entirely. While the first sign involved less talking and social withdrawal, this stage is more profound. It's not just about declining to speak. It's about a full shift of focus. The person is no longer interested in the outside world at all. They begin to sleep most of the time. They may not wake when you speak. They may not respond even when. Touch. This is not unconsciousness. It's not a coma. It's a deep state of rest. The body is using all its energy to transition. The mind is retreating inward, preparing for the final release. Some families find this phase the hardest because it feels like they've already lost the person. But what's happening is actually very natural. It's not detachment. It's a kind of preparation, one that we may never fully understand, but that is deeply human. James, an 84-year-old Navy veteran, had been slowly declining in hospice. One day, after a full day of quiet, he opened his eyes and whispered to his son, "That chapter's over." Then he closed his eyes again. He passed away the following morning. That small moment of clarity, those simple words were not just farewell, they were peace. James had accepted what was coming, and he gave his family a gentle sense of closure. When you witness this sign, remember, the person may no longer need your conversation, but they still benefit from your presence. Sit beside them. Speak softly, even if you're unsure they can hear you. Tell them you love them. Thank them. Let your words be a comfort, not a demand. You don't have to fill the silence. You just have to be present in it. We now come to sign #4. A sudden, unexpected surge of energy. This sign often surprises families. It's sometimes called the rally, and it can create hope that the person is improving. But hospice nurses will gently tell you, this burst of energy, clarity, or appetite is typically short-lived. It's not a recovery, it's a final release of reserve energy. It might look like this. Your loved one wakes up after days of sleeping and suddenly wants to eat their favorite meal. They ask for a family member. They reminisce with amazing clarity. They smile. They speak more than they have in days. It's a beautiful moment, but also a signal that the end is very near. George, a 79-year-old retired landscaper, had been mostly unresponsive for 2 days. Then, out of nowhere, he asked for his favorite, black coffee. He gave instructions to his son about which trees to trim in the backyard. He told a funny story. He was fully awake, alert, almost like his old self. Later that night, he died peacefully in his sleep. The family was confused. How could he seem so much better and then be gone? But their hospice nurse explained, The body sometimes has one last burst. It's not a false sign. It's a gift, a moment to say goodbye. If your loved one experiences this surge, be present. Enjoy it. Listen. Say the things you need to. Say, let it be a time of peace, not false hope. And when it passes, return gently to stillness. Finally, we reach sign number 5. The final breathing changes. In the last minutes or hours of life, the person's breathing changes again. It may become irregular, slow, shallow, with long pauses. Sometimes there's a soft gurgling noise. This is often called the death rattle. It's not as ominous as it sounds. It's simply a result of saliva in the throat and muscles, no longer functioning as they once did. This sound can be difficult for family members to hear, but it's not painful. The person is not choking. They are not struggling. They are simply nearing the final breath. Carol, an 82-year-old grandmother, had her daughters at her side during her final moments. As the gurgling began, one daughter became emotional, worried that Carol was suffering. But the nurse assured her, this is the body's way of letting go. It's not a sign of pain, it's a sign of peace. Together, the daughters held her hands. They played her favorite lullaby, and when her final breath came, it was soft, calm, natural. Understanding this helps families stay grounded.